motor unit. This motor unit, it is very easy to understand, very easy to understand. First we should understand what is muscle contraction. What is muscle contraction? We should understand. Then we should know what is muscle triad. We should know what is muscle triad. If we know these two, then it is very easy to understand. Suppose if a muscle has to contract, if a muscle has to contract, what all we need we'll see here. If a muscle has to contract, suppose here we'll be having muscle, here we'll be having muscle. First we need a response from the brain. First we need that signal from the brain. So from brain, spinal cord is here, spinal cord. From here we'll be having peripheral nerve. Here we'll be having peripheral nerve, spinal cord. So first signal will start at the brain. From there it will transfer to the spinal cord. From spinal cord it will transfer to the peripheral nerve. Peripheral nerve. If we see, okay, we'll see it first. Peripheral nerve. From peripheral nerve it will enter into the muscle. It will enter into the muscle. From muscle, here this is neuromuscular junction. Neuromuscular junction. From neuromuscular junction it will enter into the muscle triad. It will enter into the muscle triad. After that it is going to create the muscle contraction by the sliding filament theory. So this is clear. Like this muscle will contract. Here motor unit means the point, the connection between spinal cord to the muscle. The connection between spinal cord to the muscle is nothing but motor unit. Nothing but motor unit. Now we will see the spinal cord. Suppose if we take the cross section area of the spinal cord, middle will be having gray matter. Outside will be having white matter. Middle gray matter, outside white matter. If we divide, this is posterior, this is anterior, this is anterior. So this portion is posterior, this portion is anterior. So here in this gray matter will be having horn cells. Okay, this is anterior, see, anterior horn cell. This is posterior horn, not cell, anterior horn. This is posterior horn. So from where, here the cell body of the nerve will start. Here the cell body of the peripheral nerve will start. This is cell body. This is axon. This is axon. Here will be having muscle. Here it will end. Cell body, axon. Here it will end. So this nerve name is called as alpha motor neuron. Alpha motor neuron. So this is our motor unit. Motor unit means the cell body, it will start from the anterior horn cell. From here a axon will pass and it will insert into the muscle. This neuron name is called alpha motor neuron. This is motor unit system. So here signal will come to the brain. From brain it will transfer to the spinal cord. From spinal cord it will transfer to the anterior horn cell. From there this anterior horn cell will activate and then axon will start. From here it will give signal to the muscle. From here at where it will give signal, sarcolemma, it will give signal to the muscle in the sarcolemma. From there it will enter into the muscle triad, then it will give muscle contraction. So this is about motor unit. Now we will see size of motor unit. Suppose here we are taking one muscle. This is one muscle. In this muscle we will be having, these are muscle fibers. Okay, muscle fibers will be having. Here I am taking one more muscle. Here we will be having more muscle fibers. Here we will be having more muscle fibers. Okay, two muscles we have taken. If a nerve is supplying to the one muscle, if the muscle fibers are less, this is a nerve, alpha motor neuron. If it is supplying to the either 1, 2 or 3, less than 5, not like that, not in particular number. So if muscle fibers are less, where the nerve is giving connection, then we can tell it is a small motor unit. If muscle fibers are more, this is our nerve. If muscle fibers are more, then we can tell this is a large motor unit. Example for this small motor unit, here eyeball movements will be done by the recti muscle. No? So in this recti muscle will be having less motor units. This is our large motor unit. Example gastrocnemius. So in this eyeball here will be having only 3 muscle fibers. Here will be having more than 2000 muscle fibers. So the number of muscle fibers were supplied by the one nerve. If the muscle fibers are less supplied by the one nerve, then we can tell it is a small motor unit. If muscle fibers are more, we can tell it's a large motor unit. Now we will see in this motor unit diameter of the axon. Suppose here we will be having spinal cord. This is our gray matter, white matter, anterior horn cell, axon, then muscle. This is our motor unit. Here diameter. If we take some motor units, the diameter of the axon. See, this is diameter of the axon will be small. Some motor units, other motor units, the diameter will be large. If the diameter is small, and cell body size also small, if the cell body size and axon diameter is small, then these type of signals will take more time to create muscle contraction, to create muscle contraction, because cell body size is less and axon diameter also less compared to the large diameter. If you take large, here cell body size will be more, axon diameter will be more, axon diameter will be more, so that the action potential will transfer fast, so that here contraction will happen fast, This is about diameter of the axon. The number of motor units. Suppose if we take one muscle, in this muscle, suppose if we are having motor units, for understanding, maybe 5 motor units are there, 5 motor units. Second muscle will be having 15 motor units. So what it will tell means 5 motor units. If a muscle is having 5 motor units, it will do contraction. Okay, it will do contraction. Here 15 motor units, it will also do contraction. But the magnitude I mean force. How forceful it will contract means, if 5 motor units are there, this muscle contraction will be less compared to the 15 motor units ka muscle. Understand? No? If we are having 15 motor units, so here motor units are more, so that muscle contraction will be more compared to this one, because here motor units are less. Now we'll see final point, contraction. So if the muscle is contracting, what we need first? We need action potential. From where we'll get action potential? Alpha motor neuron will get action potential. From where alpha motor neuron will get action potential? From the anterior horn cell. Anterior horn cell will be present on the spinal cord. Spinal cord is the continuation of the brain. Okay, continuation of the brain. So from brain we'll get alpha motor neuron. From there action potential will get. After that, according to motor neuron, if the muscle is contracting, first we need action potential. Okay, action potential is there. Then we need how many motor units are firing. Simply how many motor units are working. Suppose one muscle is there. Here we have, suppose 5 motor units. In these 5 motor units, in this how many motor units are activated. After that, what is the diameter of axon? If the axon diameter is small, the fast movement will be slow. So it will take some time. If the diameter is large, movement will happen fast. So this is about the muscle contraction, action potential, how many motor units are firing, then diameter of the axon, and at the same time how many muscle fibers are activating. So based upon all these things, it is going to happen contraction. Usually it is the skeletal muscle contraction. Here these movements are voluntary movements. We know that voluntary, that means we can control. Even though we are controlling these movements, who is the ruler finally? Brain.